Meet Paul. Paul lives in Chattanooga with his wife and 2 kids. They love their community. They go to church together, and they like the fellowship they have there. They especially like their pastor, James. Pastor James has been serving his community in Chattanooga for a long time because he believes that God has a plan for Chattanooga. He works hard for his church and community because he sees the struggles affecting both. He knows that Chattanooga needs spiritually mature men to stand up and fight for the community. But he also has to tend to the many needs within his church. Today, Pastor James is writing a sermon, visiting a single mother in the hospital, providing marriage counseling to 2 couples, and organizing an event at the homeless shelter. And that's just today, which doesn't leave much time for Pastor James to invest in the lives of the men in his church. Pastor James is only one man. He needs more spiritually mature men in his church to labor alongside him to make disciples. Paul sees his pastor fighting in this daily battle, and he wonders how he can help. That's where Men's Ministry Network comes in. Men's Ministry Network is specifically designed to mobilize men like Paul to stand shoulder to shoulder with their pastors. So Pastor James can rely on Men's Ministry Network to be his partner to develop more men like Paul into disciple makers inside his church. Pastor James sends Paul to equipping events organized by Men's Ministry Network. At the Advancing the Battle dinners and the Iron Sharpens Iron conference, Paul and other men from his church get the big picture of the role God designed for men. Additionally, Men's Ministry Network's disciple-making training prepares Paul and a team of men to engage other men in their church. Not only does Paul grow in his own spiritual maturity, but he is enabled to help other men grow as well. Together, these men are part of Men's Ministry Network's citywide network of disciple makers. Through a strategic partnership with Man in the Mirror, a national organization, Men's Ministry Network helps Pastor James and Paul develop a clear strategy to build an effective men's ministry within their church. It's been said that 20% of church members do 80% of the ministry. With Men's Ministry Network as his partner, Pastor James enjoys a much higher percentage of men in his church actively answering Jesus' call to make disciples. Now, Pastor James is re-energized. He has a core of men standing with him, making disciples and fighting for a better community. Together, they can build a stronger Chattanooga, whose churches are filled with men who are mobilized for the work of the gospel. Find out how you and your church can partner with Men's Ministry Network.